Let's take a couple of minutes and we're going to check out the HD radio tuner built into your new Pioneer NEX in-dash receiver. Even though your particular in-dash receiver may have buttons on the side or across the bottom like this one, the on-screen operation in this demonstration is identical for the following Pioneer NEX models: AVH-1330 NEX, AVH-2330 NEX. So to change to the HD radio source, there's a couple of different ways that we can do that. We can touch the drop-down menu here and we can choose HD radio from the list up here. Or if you want, you can touch the home button here. And I have HD radio as one of my shortcuts built in there, but I could also open the AV window here and choose HD radio as my source. Once we're on the HD radio source, there's a lot of information that's going on the screen here. This is album art or radio station information that is being broadcast by the radio station. So this will vary by radio station. If the radio station is broadcasting it, you'll receive that information. You don't have to press any buttons to make that work. Over here we have our radio station presets, and you can see we have 6 radio station presets. If we open the window here, we can see information, the call letters for each of those radio stations, and we'll close the window again. And we are on FM band number 1, so that gives us 6 radio station presets to work with on FM band 1. If we touch this button, we switch to FM band 2. We get 6 more radio station presets. Touch it again, that's FM 3, 6 more for a total of 18 radio station presets on FM. Touch that one more time, we come back around to our original FM number 1 and the original radio station presets we started with there. Over here, if I want to listen to AM, I can touch the AM button. That takes me directly to the AM band, and I have 6 radio station presets available for the AM band as well. So let's go back over to our FM band number 1, and we're going to go over to FM 2, and we're going to use a function here called BSM, or Best Stations Memory. If I touch the BSM button, the tuner will automatically scan through the entire FM spectrum and lock in the 6 strongest radio stations that it's receiving right now. This is great for a road trip. When the radio station becomes weak, you can touch the BSM button and the system will automatically find the strongest radio stations that are available to you. Now, please note that whatever FM band I'm on here, like FM band number 2 right now, this will erase the radio station presets that you had and replace them with the new ones that it found. We can do that on FM 1, 2, or 3, or on the AM band. So we're going to switch back over now to FM number 3. I'm sorry, FM number 1. There we go. And we'll look at the radio station seek function down here. Right now we're on 107.9, and if I touch the arrow to the left, I move down by one frequency, 107.7, 107.5, 107.3. If I want to seek to the next available radio station, the next actual broadcast, press and hold the button for a moment. When you hear a beep, let it go, and the radio will seek to the next available broadcast. So we'll press and hold, and it seeks to the next available broadcast. Now, when we change radio stations, a couple of things happen here within HD broadcast. Here we see HD analog on the screen as the system begins to tune in. Now, when it tunes in the digital signal, we get the information button that appears right here, and we see HD digital available. Now, so I have some radio station information here available. If I touch the information button, this now shows me that I have 3 radio stations available, HD1, HD2, and HD3. Now, there's a couple of different ways for me to switch between the HD broadcasts inside 100.7. So right now we're on HD1 100.7. If I touch the arrow up, I will go to HD2, still on 100.7. If I touch the arrow up again, that takes me to HD3, the 3rd broadcast inside 100.7. Now, don't go any further up that way. Let's go back down the same way. So that takes me back down to HD2 and back down again to HD1. And when we tune to HD1, you'll see the tuner will sort of reset and tune in the first radio station broadcast on 100.7. Now let's go up above it again. We'll go to HD2. Oh, by the way, if I touch right here, I can also switch between those HD stations. HD1, HD2, HD3. If I touch it again, that takes me back around to HD1. If I touch my arrow key up here, we're going to go above 100.7 now. That takes me up to 100.9. No station available there. Now, if I go back to 100.7, you'll see that we go all the way back down to the HD1 broadcast. We're on the analog signal, then we tune the digital signal, and we're on the HD1 broadcast. So how do I create a radio station? It's very easy. I'm just going to tune in another radio station. And if I want to set up 96.9 as one of my radio station presets, that's very easy to do. Just press and hold the button for a couple of seconds till it beeps. When you hear that beep, 96.9 was set as radio station preset number 1. Can I set HD2 or HD3 as a radio station preset? You certainly can. So right now we're on 96.9 HD1. That is radio station preset number 1. I'll touch here. We'll switch over to the HD2. I want to make that my radio station preset number 2. Just press and hold. That makes HD2 radio station preset number 2. You can do that with any of the sub channels on any of the HD radio stations. If you want to make this information on the screen here go away and simplify the screen a little, touch the information button to make that go. Remember that you have a sub display available. If I touch the hard key right here, that brings up my sub display, and if I use the arrow keys here, which would be fast forward or rewind if you're listening to a CD or a MP3, these will move between your radio station presets for you. And I can also get to my settings here. Now, if I stop touching the screen for a few seconds, you'll see the sub display will go away. I could get to the settings there, or I can get to the settings up here, and I want to go to the toolbox. And let's check our AV source settings. And under AV source settings, here are our radio settings. The first thing we see under radio settings is blending. Now this has to do with the HD and the analog signal. Right now blending is on. I can also choose to switch the blending off. So if you want the system to automatically tune into a radio station and then try to find the digital signal, and if the digital signal, the HD signal, is available to automatically tune it in, switch the blending on and that will happen for you. However, if you're hearing a sound that sort of sounds like a CD that's skipping, like that, the radio broadcast seems to repeat itself. What you're hearing is the blending function happening in an area where the HD radio signal is a little weaker. And you lose the HD radio signal for a moment and then it comes back. You'll hear that sound that sort of sounds like it's skipping. You can avoid that by switching the blending off if you want to. For right now, we're going to leave the blending switched on. Next up is our seek type. Right now we're seeking all radio stations. That would include analog and HD or digital signals. If we want, we can only seek HD radio stations. For right now, I'm going to seek all radio stations. And finally is our local setting, and local right now is switched off. The local setting is a filter to filter out weaker radio stations. So let's open that window. And you can see that on FM, we have 4 different levels of the local setting. If I switch on to local level number 1, and we'll go back here, and I seek to the next available radio station, this will start to filter out the very weakest radio stations and will only start to stop on the stronger stations. Now, if we go back into the settings, and we'll go to our AV source settings and back into the radio settings and local, I can switch that up to level number 4. Now at level number 4, the weak radio stations will be filtered out and my seek will only stop on the very strongest radio stations available. So we'll hit the X, press and hold the arrow for a moment, and you'll see we stop only on the very strongest radio stations.